Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Martin Luther King Jr. Welcome everybody back to Nine's Corner. With all the news and the heaviness of everything that we are all going together as a community, as a family, I wanted to start this off by let's look for, like Mr. Rogers would say, let's look for the helpers. Let's look for the hope and the positive things that are happening right now. So, a Canadian doctor has isolated the virus, and that is a really good step because that means that that's the first step in finding a vaccination. So that's been done. Two, in Italy, we had it on the Canadian news. I don't know if it was on the US news, but they had just pictures of people up in their windows with their guitars singing, families and people out with pots and pans as though it's New Year's Eve. And it was just like raising the morality to let everybody know that, hey, we may not be able to be together right this second, face to face, but we're a community and we're all together. And it was so inspirational. So if you haven't seen it, check it out because it's just so cute. And good news in the U.S., Katie Porter. Wow, what a woman. It was just so brilliant the way she boxed that doctor in, Dr. Redfield. It was just so perfectly done. And she guaranteed that every citizen will have the right to have a test, if necessary, free of cost. Hopefully, all of this craziness that's been going on has an end purpose to make life better for each and every one of us, regardless of where we're to, because we don't get to decide where we land. We just land here. And, it matters not if you're in Canada, Australia, Egypt. That's just Starseed. It matters not. We are all people, a community, and we need to put our best forth because we can't let the darkness overtake our light. So I decided we're going to do a couple of little readings. So I thought first we'll do Donald Trump because he has come out and he said that he is not responsible for anything that has occurred over the last few weeks, that he's done everything perfectly when it comes to the coronavirus, and anything that did not work out perfectly, well, guess whose fault that is? Barack Obama's. So I thought first we'll ask, did he or did he not test positive for coronavirus? Because I guarantee you, even if he did, he is not telling us. There's no way. No way. 1, 2, 3. Let's see who he be. You can't make this stuff up. Ten of Swords. Yes, he definitely 100% had the coronavirus. He was probably symptomatic, so he didn't have all the major symptoms, but he's had it. Don't let them tell you differently. So I thought with all this it's like you can't keep up with all the news and the cycles that are happening, and it's just every day with all the free will that's making all these changes. It's like every night I'm doing readings just trying to keep up with everything. So I thought we'd have a reading on Donald Trump to see where is his head, what's going on with him right now, and is there going to be any help towards health care in this reading? Because they're realizing that this is not going to be an isolated incident. These things are going to happen more with climate change. I know everybody thinks it's a hoax. It's not. With the ice melting, that's melting animals that have been there for hundreds, if not thousands of years, carrying God knows what diseases, putting it into our waterways. I mean, we're going to be dealing with all kinds of things hitting us at once. So we need to figure this out and get this done right the first time. So let's just see just dropped some of my cards. Let's just see if Donald Trump is what he's thinking now and where everything lies right now. 1, 2, 3. I think I'll do a Celtic cross for this one. So let's have a look. At the base, we have the Four of Cups. He is so not happy this is happening. He just thinks, oh my God, I had all these good things set up. I had the economy, I had the stock market, and now this is happening. And it's happening to him personally because he is so lost in his ego. He can see it. I mean, even as he does his media, when he's talking on television, he is speaking 3/4 of the time gibberish, and the rest of the time talking about companies and how great all these companies coming. It's like, oh my God, can't you give some hope to the people? Going against him is temperance. This is people starting to figure out that things are not the way they should be. This is the balance of people realizing, and it's going to get more because as people get sick and it starts to hit home, it hits the community, hits the people around you. That's when people are going to start realizing, this is not balanced. He's going to have an uprise of people. Underneath it, we have the Death card. Major transformations are coming and are needed. This is a time for us to realize that, sometimes you got to go through the painful stuff to get to the good stuff. And this is what's happening. And it's more or less like, you almost feel like we had Obama, and then it's almost like being punished for having Obama by making sure we had the worst white man get in there. And we need change. We need transformation. The way things used to be no longer work for us. And this is the beginning of a long fight for change. Above it all is the Ace of Swords. There is no way he can lie and lie about everything. He can lie about his crowds. He can lie about, the numbers, the stock market. He can lie about all the policies he puts forth. But he can't lie about this virus, and the truth is hitting, and it's going to hit hard. The Queen of Wands. It's interesting. I keep getting the Queen of Wands around Donald Trump. So I don't know if this is... I don't really feel like it's a female presence. It's almost like maybe this is Russia, and Russia putting the burn to him to make sure that he keeps moving forth with what they wish to happen. Because I don't get a feminine feeling. It's definitely, maybe as a Russian, the feminine Russian coming. Ooh. Near future. Oh, dear God, I would love for this to be the truth, for him to be walking away. And like I said in previous readings, he's got the free will to walk out in March/April or come the summer, because it's going to just be a constant barrage of things happening. But this is him turning his back on the people, turning his back on, the families. I mean, on all the morals that people were raised on in America. I mean, these are people who you don't keep them down. And Donald Trump is going to learn that lesson, and it's coming. It's coming now. It's happening. It's the beginning of the end, guys. I'm telling you. Underneath it, we have the Ace of Cups. There's so much emotion happening right now. There's so much fear. There's so much caution and confusion. It is the perfect storm. How people are feeling is the Knight of Swords. People want to get up and get in action, get things happening. People want to have knowledge, and they want for action to happen, not just hearing saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. No, get it done. Fears. His fear is that his time of being the king, the time of being worshipped, has come to an end. He knows that this is one bridge too far. The end result: Six of Swords. Guys, come on now, come on. He's got to go, he's got to go, he's got to go. But this is also moving away from emotion, from feeling, and if you don't learn the lesson, then you're doomed to repeat it. So I think this is him emotionally mentally just not in it. He just does not have the ability to have compassion because he's so egocentric and he's such a liar. He can't help himself. And now it's no longer fodder. Now it's affecting people's lives, and people are going to start to really stand up to this. So let's have a look at the coronavirus, see how is this going to proceed over the next coming days and weeks, because unfortunately we didn't get on top of it. This could have been avoided. Look what they're doing in North Korea. I mean, it's like, how are they so advanced? And then China built a hospital, and we're over here buying toilet paper, so I'm not quite sure. All right, so let's have a look at the coronavirus. We'll do a 5-card spread looking for future. So, okay. We have the devil. Obvious. We're all being chained to something that we have no control over, and this is happening to everybody, not just one person. 2 of Cups. So there has to be a coming together of minds and information. They have to decide to take the politics out of it, no matter where you live in the world, and put the people first. There has to be a coming together of minds. 8 of Swords. So yeah, we are all being boxed into in a corner. But this is also a lot of mental blockage. The situation is difficult, and it's one that we have to proceed with caution. But it's also a mental situation that if we don't take care of ourselves mentally, we could really just stress ourselves out and cause more panic than need be. The Queen of Cups, there's going to be help. There's going to be an offering of help, but it's going to come with a lot of confusion, because no matter where it is, they're worried about the money, the economy, and how to keep things as stable as they can while we're going through this crisis. And I mean, the thing is, it's affecting everywhere. So why can't we all just say, you know what, let's just take a 2-week break as the world. Let it not affect the stock market. I mean, maybe I'm just naive, but there seems like there should be some way to collectively take a breath. And Knight of Pentacles. So people are looking for answers, but it's going to come in slow. The Knight of Pentacles is very thoughtful and takes their time with things, so there's going to be a lot of red tape. So, yeah. The free will of men can really affect how things proceed and progress. But we will get through this together. We have to look for the helpers and look for the positive things in life. And as I started with Martin Luther King, I wanted to end with Martin Luther King, because he said, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. So love yourself, love your neighbor, wishing you light for your darkness. Have a great day.